A warm regards to one and all. This is Ashok, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce from KCS Kasinada College of Arts and Science. In this video, I am going to explain the residential status of an individual with solved problem. This is the part 2 of Income Tax Law and Practice. To find out the residential status of an individual, we should apply condition. Here I have mentioned two conditions. One is basic condition, another one is additional condition. In that basic condition, there is a two condition. An assessee, he should satisfy either basic condition of first condition or basic condition of second condition. So what is the basic condition of first condition? An individual in India during the relevant previous year for a period of amounting to all 182 days or more, he should be stayed in India. Then second condition, basic condition, an individual is in India for a period amounting to all 365 days or more during the 4 years preceding the relevant previous year, and he is in India for a period of 60 days or more in the previous year. This is a second condition of basic condition. Let us see the additional condition. Additional condition of first condition is an assessee is reside in India at least 2 years out of 10 years. It should be immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So next second condition. So in that second condition of additional condition is an individual should reside in India for 730 days in all during the 7 years preceding the relevant previous year. So these are the condition of for individual. Residential status at a glance. Residential status of an individual is categorized into three. The first one is resident and ordinary resident. The second one is resident but not ordinary resident. The third one is non-resident. Based on the condition fulfilled by the individual, his residential status is being found out. If an individual is considered as resident and ordinary resident, he should satisfy or fulfill this condition. First one is any one of the basic condition he should compulsory satisfied, and both the additional condition he should satisfy, then only he will be considered as a resident and ordinarily resident. Second one is resident but not ordinary resident. What are the condition he has to be fulfilled? He has to fulfill any one of the basic condition. If he has satisfied any one of the basic condition and none or one of the additional condition he has fulfilled, his residential status is being considered as resident but not ordinarily resident of India. Then the third one is non-resident. Here the individual does not satisfy any one of the basic condition or none of the basic condition, and he is not no need to calculate the additional condition, and because additional conditions are irrelevant for find out the residential status of an non-resident. Let us see how to work out exercise. So exercise number 1 is Mr. Manoj left Australia on 15th March 2017 after staying in India for 15 years. He returned to India on 31st August 2019. What will be his residential status for the assessment year 20 and 21? Manoj is an individual. He left Australia after staying 15 years. So we have to clearly understand for the past 15 years he has stayed in India. Then he came to India on 31st August 2019, which is related to our previous year. Our previous year started from 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2020. So during that period, the Mr. Manoj has came to India. He came on 31st August 2019. Then based on that only we are going to find out the residential status. Next, solution for the problem. So first we have to apply basic condition of first condition. The first basic condition is stayed in India during the relevant previous year 182 days or more. So our previous year is 2019 to 2020, which is started from 1st April to 31st March. So in that problem he is clearly given that he came to India on 31st August 2019. So after 31st, I mean 1st September he came to India. After that he has stayed in India only. So that I have stated that he came to India on 31st. So after that date we have to consider. So September month. So 1st September 2019 to 31st March 2020 he has stayed in India. So based on that only I am calculating the 213 days, which is for September 30 days, October 31 days, November 30 days, December 31 days, then again January of 2020 is 31 days, then February of 2020 29 days. So 29 is a February is a leap year, then only I have considered as 29, then plus 31 days for March. So total of 213 days. So our first basic condition is he has to stay in India for 182 days or more. So he has satisfied the basic condition of first condition. Let us apply the second condition of basic condition. So condition is stayed in India during the 4 preceding relevant previous year amounting to all 365 days or more and 60 days or more during the previous year. So our previous year is 1920. So preceding the 4 relevant previous year. So we have to calculate before 2019. So calculate panna. So it is 2018 to 2016. So 2018 to 2019 is immediately preceding the period, then 2017 to 18, 2016 17, then 2015 16. This is our 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So during that period whether he has stayed in India or not, we have to find out. He left Australia on 2017, then came back to India on 2019. So let us all be clear that 2018-19 assessment year he is not available in India. Then same thing 2017-18 also he is not available in India. Then he has stayed in India for the assessment year 16-17. The assessment year 16-17 started from 1st April 2016 to 31st March 2017. So total of 365 days. Then in that March 15th he has left India, left Australia. So March 15 is 30 days. So 30 days, 15 days is deducted from 365 days. So remaining 350 days he has stayed in India. So that is why I have stated that 2016-17 he has stayed in India for 350 days only. Then 2015-16, so he is clear said that past 15 years he has stayed in India. So for the previous 15-16 he has stayed in India. So I put that 365 days and 60 days or more during the previous year. So already we have seen that during the previous year of 1920 he has stayed in 230 days, which is related to more than 60 days. So he has satisfied the basic condition of second condition also. So conclusion for the sum: Manoj has satisfied the basic condition of first condition and second condition. Hence he is considered as a resident and ordinarily resident of India. Then see the note: Mr. Manoj has stayed in India for the last 15 years and left India for only 2 years. So that no need to calculate the additional condition of first condition and second condition. He has automatically satisfied the additional condition of 1 and 2. That is why I didn't calculate the additional condition because past 15 years he has stayed in India. So additional condition of first condition, what is that? So 2 years out of 10 years. So 2 years out of 10 years from before 2019. So before 2019, which is related to 2009 to 2019. So automatically he has satisfied. So second one is 730 days. Second additional condition 730 days out of 7 years. So that is also he has automatically satisfied. That is why I didn't calculate the additional condition. So hence he is considered as a resident and ordinarily resident of India. Okay, let's see the exercise number 2. Madan, a foreign national, came to India for the first time on 30th September 2019. He leaves India on 28th April 2020, determine his residential status for the previous year 2019 and 20. So in that, so Madan is a foreign national and came to India for the first time. So he came to India for the first time. Before that, he is not stayed in India. So which is helped to find out his residential status easily. Then, so during the previous year of 1920, which is mean that 1st April 2019 to 31st March, whether he has stayed in India, as we have to find out. So it's clearly said that he came to India on 31st September 2019. So during that period, he is available in India. Then he left India on 27th April of 2020. So our previous year is completed on 30th March 2020. So till that period he stayed in India. So based on only we can find his residential status. Solution. So here we have to apply basic condition and additional condition. So let us see the basic condition of first condition. So first condition is he stayed in India during the relevant previous year 182 days or more. So clearly said that first time he came to India on 31st September 2019. So from that period to 31st March, so is equal to 200 days, which is clearly stated that September month is 17 days he stayed in India, then October 31 days, November is 30 days, December is 31 days, then January 20 is 31 days, then February 29 days, and March is 31 days. Total of 200 days has stayed in India. So we conclude that he has satisfied the basic condition of first condition. So let us apply the basic condition of second condition. So second condition is 4 years preceding the relevant previous year amounting to all 365 days or more, and 65 days or more during the previous year he should stayed in India. So based on that, so first time only he came to India, which means that 31st September 2019. So before that he is not available in India. So 4 preceding previous year, our previous year is 1920. So immediately preceding the previous year, so which is started from 2018 to 2016. So in the sum clearly stated that first time only he came to India. So before that he was in some other country. He is the foreign national, that's why. So it's easy to find out. So past 4 years he is not stayed in India. That's why I stated that 2018 to 19 is nil, 17 to 18 is nil, 16 to 17 is also nil, and the last one is 15 to 16 is also nil. And previous year of 1920 more than 60 days alone is stayed in India. So we can conclude that basic condition of second condition he does not satisfied. Basic condition of first condition alone he has satisfied. Additional condition. Additional condition of first condition, assessee stayed in India 2 years out of 10 years preceding the relevant previous year. So our previous year is 2019 to 2020 before the preceding previous year. So which is started from 10 years. So 10 years is started from 2009 to 2019. So till that period whether he has stayed in India. So he said the sum clearly stated that he came to India for the first time. So first time on 30th September 2019 only he came to India. Before that he is not available in India. So automatically he failed to satisfy the additional condition of first condition. Second one, additional condition of second condition is an individual has stayed in India for at least 730 days, which is total of all the 7 years. Previous year, 7 previous year preceding the relevant previous year. So same that also from 2012 to 2019 is whether he has stayed in India. So already I stated that he came to India for first time on 30th September 2019. So he's also failed to satisfy the basic additional condition of second condition. So finally we conclude that he has satisfied basic condition of first condition alone and no additional condition he has satisfied. So based on that, let us conclude that Mr. Madan has satisfied the basic condition of first condition but failed to satisfy the second basic condition. Hence he has failed to satisfy the additional condition. Hence he is considered as a resident but not ordinarily resident of India. Exercise number 3. Mr. Arjun, a German, came to India for the first time on 10th January 2017 and left Australia on 15th September 2017. Then he came to India on 1st May 2019 to leave for Singapore on 15th July 2019. Determine the residential status of Mr. Arjun for the assessment year 20 and 21. In this exercise problem is clearly stated that Arjun is a German resident and he came to India first time. Okay? On September 10th January only he came to India, then again he is left India for 15th September 2019. Then again he came to India. So during our previous year he is in India. So from he came to India for 1st May 2019 to 1st May 2019 to 15th July 2000. During that period only he has stayed in India. Then after that he left to Singapore. So based on that we have to find out his residential status of Mr. Arjun. Let us see the solution for the problem. So basic condition of first condition, stayed in India during the relevant previous year 182 days or more is our condition. So he came to India on 1st May 2019. So from then he 15th July 2019 he is still in India. Then after he left India. So during that period only he has stayed in India. So I have stated that 1st May 2019 to 14th July 2019, which is equal to May is 31 days, then June is 30 days, then July is 14 days. Then after he left to Singapore. So during that period only he has stayed in India. So which is total of 75 days. So our condition is 182 days or more he should stay in India, but he failed to satisfy the basic condition of first condition because he has stayed in India only 75 days. So he is not satisfied the basic condition. So let us apply the second condition. So stayed in India during the 4 preceding relevant previous year amounting to all 365 days or more and 60 days or more during the previous year. So our 4 preceding previous year is 2018 to 16. So with that, so on 15th September 2017 he left to Australia. So from 2017 to 2018 and 19 is not in India. So I have stated that 2018 to 19 as is nil. Then for the assessment year of 2017-18 which is started from 1st April 2017 to 31st March 2018, during that period he has stayed in 167 days. So first 10th January 2017 to 15th September 2017 is stayed in India. So during that period is of assessment year is 2017 to 18. So January is for 2017 to 2018 is 167 days. So it is started from April. So April is 30 days, May 31 days, June 30 days, then July 31 days, August 31 days, then September is 14 days, because 15th September 2017 he again left to Australia. So till that period is a total of 167 days. He has stayed in India only 167 days only. Then Arjun came to India for the first time on 10th January 2017. So 10th in the month of January, total of 30 days. So 10 days, after 10 days only he came. So 30 days minus 10 days, remaining 21 days. So January month is 21 days, again February is 28 days, then March is 31 days, is equal to 80 days he has stayed in India. Then 2015-16 is nil, because he is a Sermon resident. 1st January only he came to India. Before that he has in outside of India. So which is equal to 0 for he has stayed in India only nil days for the assessment for the previous year 15 to 16, and 2019-20 more than 60 days stayed in India, because he's already stated that 1st May to 2019 to the 14th July 2017 is equal to 75 days. It is more than 60 days he has satisfied. So finally, basic condition of second condition he failed to satisfy. So conclusion for the exercise number 3, Mr. Arjun has been failed to satisfy the basic condition of first condition and second condition. Hence, his residential status for the assessment year 2021 will be non-resident of India. Then see the notes. You can understand very well. If an individual failed to satisfy the basic condition of first condition and second condition, additional conditions are irrelevant to find out the residential status of the assessee. Because if already I stated that in the rules and what are the conditions to be fulfilled, I stated clearly, if any assessee failed to satisfy first